There are other pressures that girls face. 40% of 9-year-old girls admit that they've been on a diet. What grade are you when you're 9? Second, third grade. And about 42% of girls in the 3rd to 5th grade say yes, they should be thinner. They should be working on being thinner. What in the world are we doing to our kids? What are we doing to our children, America? We are selling them sex. We are selling them thinness. I was asked a few years ago to go out and talk to a parenting group in LA, okay, because there were newspaper articles on this new fad that parents in wealthy areas were giving to their high school senior girls when they graduated from high school. They were giving them breast augmentations before they went to college to make them more beautiful. You really want a way to screw up your kid, give them a breast augmentation when they're 17 or 18. I'm sorry, if you've done it, you have some serious problems to deal with. Okay? This is what's happening in America. When you poll 6th through 8th grade kids, I do this, and I've read about this too. If you ask the garden variety middle to upper middle class kid what they want to be when they grow up, they will give you 2 answers. I want to be rich and I want to be famous. Across the board. They want to be wealthy and they want to be famous. So I ask you here tonight, your kid probably wants to be wealthy when they grow up. They should. They're growing up in a wealthy community, and that's what kids know. So I will ask you, is that what you want for your kids? Is that what you want for your kids? If that's what you want for your kids, it's kind of easy to get them there, right? It's kind of easy to get them there. You give them a list of ways to perform, you get them to perform, and if you're not getting it right, then you go out and buy the Tiger Moms book, right? Why was that such a big hit? Because she wrote, okay, I'm a professor at Yale Law School, my daughters don't do sleepovers, they're highly disciplined, and they're going to be highly successful in life, and everybody ran out and bought the book because they want to jump on the same train. Your job as a mom and a dad is to raise a happy, stable, 25-year-old kid. If you're having troubles with your 14-year-old, you got 11 years to go. So you've got some time. Hold on. Do you want your kid to end up at 25 happy and good and solid, understanding why he or she was born, understanding their value as a human being, being a courageous, contributing person who loves others well, or do you want them rich and famous? If you have them on the train that most kids in America are on, they're going to the place that's taking them to rich and famous. That's where they're going. And the sad part is, we are on a parallel train. Moms have jumped on a train, and I've been on the train. And you know it's building up steam, and it's going someplace very, very fast. And you're doing all these things, and you're very exhausted, and you've got your list, and your kids are on one train, and you're on a train, and you desperately want to get off because it's not working for you very well. But the problem is you want your neighbor to jump off first. And if she survives and doesn't get injured too badly, and her kids don't get injured too badly because now she's a bad mom because she's off the train, then you might put your leg over the side and start to drag it just a little bit. You know you're on the train because you know you're probably feeling anxious about your parenting, worrying about your kids, worrying if your kids are going to make it, worrying if your kids are going to end up with bad depression and anxiety, worried if your kids understand why they're alive, worried if you're doing a good job or not. And so if you are feeling a tinge of that anxiety, you're on that train too. But you don't need to be there. And the problem you have is you are following the parenting paradigm that we in the medical field, in the psychology field, I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist. Kind of though, because I've listened to so many teenagers, and you've got to know a little bit about psychology if you're going to listen to a lot of teenagers, because it gets a little crazy in the rooms listening to them. You see? But we have given you a paradigm for parenting that is basically a list of the things that you need to do to launch your kid. And you have heard a lot of very bad advice. And the problem is, I believe, and I've listened to a lot of kids talk about you, their parents. And that's why I've gotten a very different insight into your lives and the functioning of what you're giving your kids and not giving your kids, because I listen to your kids. And the paradigm goes something like this. I want my child to be very successful. And in order to get there, I need to provide that child great opportunities.